Welcome back to Legend of Heroes Trails for Daybreak, where we are just starting the night episode to look around Oraciòn after the middle section of the underground labyrinth and yeah, look around the city, what's going on here. There's something strange going on in the city. I'm getting goosebumps, but I can't quite place why. Regardless, it doesn't change what I have to do. I must serve our guests to the best of my ability. I just put aside my fears and focus on doing my job. Good. I think the main story is just go to bed, right? Yeah. Okay. I paid a visit to the Grand Cathedral after the memorial mass. It was simply divine. The guidebook certainly didn't do it justice, but I don't think you can convey its elegance with mere words or pictures. Sadly, while that experience sent me to Cloud 9, the price in the local department store brought me crashing down to reality. If only I had my money, could have gotten more out of this visit had I not been drowning in financial woes.
Right.
Thank you all so much. I feel like my efforts and those of everyone who helped me along the way are finally being rewarded. But the best thing to come out of this was learning that Amalie had a ton of respect for me all along. And if I want to keep it, I need to push myself even harder. You're on, Amalie. Well, my dear, went smoothly enough, but despite my tidy profit, I can't bring myself to celebrate. What happened to Krail truly pains my heart. I'm also worried about Oraciòn. I can tell something is going on behind the scenes. What the crap does he know? Still, I'm only a traveler and my instincts are telling me to steer clear of whatever's going on. I have a sixth sense for danger, owned from journeying through the most treacherous of places. It's telling me to stay put. Oh, bullet dodged. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders, so I don't think we have anything to worry about.
No need to be shy now. See you again.
It doesn't hurt to eat out on occasion. The prices are fairly reasonable, all things considered. After a long day of school and work, it's hard for me to work up the motivation to cook for myself. The food here is decently healthy too. I take it over junk food any day of the week. The orbital tram's late night rides exist because at one point in time nobles used them to return home from high society gatherings. Most of them use limousines now, but the orbital tram was dearly appreciated in the early days of the orbital revolution. During that time our company replaced its carriages with its first line of trams. We were quite forward thinking in those days. I realized that with the normalization of automated vehicles, people desired a means of transit that was reflective of the times. Sorry, tram. We're in the way. Times sure are changing. My grandkid is living in a wholly different world from the one I grew up in. When I started out as a railway engineer, we had steam engines, but in the blink of an eye, the age of orbital trains came upon us. The waves of the orbital revolution washed right over me back then, and now I'm feeling them all over again. Officer Katarina said she had personal business to attend to. Guess this will be a solo patrol night. I've gathered that she's concerned about one of her friends, Officer Creamer. I don't know the details, since I won't go poking into a woman's private life. She applies for time off properly, so I'll leave her to her business. Ah, it's you. We owe you for yesterday. Seeing my daughter make strides on the battlefield filled me with pride. Abby, two Jaeger commanders out shopping together? Did Gehenna freeze over or something? Or are you guys just prepping for the battles ahead? The latter. Well, with Farida's help, and yours as well, we were able to attain victory. But there's still fearsome foes ahead, Marduk being one of them. Should we be unlucky, I may have to face my own son. I really hope it doesn't come to that. Well, if it does, don't worry. My blade will not yield to my heart. I will relish the opportunity to witness his strength for myself. We may have been eliminated, but we still must remain vigilant. Based on what happened to Ida, we know Amata will attack when we least expect it. You and Farida have done well so far. The greatest of soldiers revel in overcoming insurmountable odds to achieve honor and glory. If you aren't careful, however, someone else may steal the killing blow and claim victory for themselves. If you do not wish for that to happen, then win. It has been a blessing to see how much Farida has grown over these last few months. Unfortunately, we do not have time to celebrate. We must first vanquish our enemies. I will not let Almata steal my daughter's future. We must ensure Almata pays dearly for their actions, no matter the cost. We may have our differences with the warriors of Kruger and Ikaruga, but that is one point we all agree on. I wish you and your team good luck. A familiar face dropped by a short while ago. It was a girl who used to live in the neighborhood. She was traveling around apparently, but she just got back home. Wanted me to fix up her camera, like old times. It's more rewarding to do business with a customer who's happy with my work as opposed to those blue-blooded types. Makes my perfectionist tendencies kick in when I make her camera look good as new.
Welcome. Thanks.
Let me handle this.
Welcome. Thanks.
Let me handle this. Skill set updated.
Welcome. Thanks.
Let me handle this. That's a single element slot. Skill set updated. That's a single element slot.
Anything here? Probably not.
Now, what's it say?
Nope. Bracer Guild. Elaine's not coming back tonight, is she? Figured that would be a long shot. She wouldn't have left if she didn't have a good reason. Agreed. Though, as for what compelled her to leave, she wouldn't say. Well, shoot, if only we knew a friend from her childhood who she'd open up to. Wouldn't that be convenient? He's as subtle as a brick to the face. Guess I'll go digging through my memories. Bet I can figure out where she's loitering about. We're still on the lookout for Elaine, but finding her can't be our top priority in this situation, much as I hate to admit it. Just hard for me to believe she'd run off by herself now of all times. With everything that's been going on, I wasn't expecting Grey Arnold to go off on his own. Grey, you mean that Junior Bracer? Didn't realize he was dispatched to Oraciòn. Funny, Lahat said the same thing earlier. Turns out he wasn't cleared to come here. He left Edith and came up to Oraciòn without approval. Oh, someone's in trouble. Yes, he explicitly violated the guild's code and put us all in danger. If his actions were against the guild's rules, we'd be dead now. Ah, yeah, that would be problematic. Must have been some reason for doing it, though. Anyway, we can't exactly send him back to Edith, so we decided to put him to work. He's only a junior bracer, though, so he'll be on standby in case we need reinforcements. So we're just gonna use him however you want. Amazed you can say all that with a straight face. Of course, it's just an efficient allocation of resources. I assumed that sort of thing would be something you people could respect. You ain't wrong.
So...
First Elaine has disappeared and now Gray's gone off on his own. This irresponsible behavior is out of character for both of them. Regardless, our priority here is dealing with a crisis in front of us. Best of luck out, Vespergen. Why in the world would that Grey kid sneak into the op? He's even more defined than Aaron, and that's a high bar. True, but you set the bar even higher than me. I mean, you're an amazing martial artist, but you're stuck at C rank because you can't stick to the mission. How do you... You've come even more of a smug little brat since the dojo days. Whatever, the guild's out of the game, so we'll continue doing what we can from the surface. Even lost his life because of this whole thing, so we can't back down now. Still, we all need a good night's rest, so we're gonna hit the sack before long. There's a lot we have to worry about, Elaine and Grey included, but we're just gonna put those issues to the side and get some shut-eye.
Indeed.
Care to explain yourself, Grey Arnold? You abandoned your post in Edith and snuck into a mission that's way too dangerous for a junior bracer like you. Though I suppose you're more skilled than the average rookie, you were able to stay hidden for all of yesterday after all. Look, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be here, but Oh, give me a break. Did you learn nothing from what happened last week? Huh? Oh, alright. You're talking about the stunt he pulled back in Longlight? Yeah, he dodged all our questions about what he was doing back then, and he's up to the same old tricks now. Well, getting him reined in was a simple task, thanks to my handyman friend here. For the record, I didn't take that request just to make life easier for you. Alright, thanks again for your help back then. I will repay you for... Hey, don't get us off the subject. It's time to tell us what's going on. No, it's not that. Just, when I heard the kind of trouble Almata was causing, I knew I had to do something. Oh yeah, so whatever's eating away at you is related to Almata? When the time comes, and this is all finally over, I'll tell you everything. After that, I'll accept whatever punishment comes my way. You're one stubborn kid, you know that? Fine, if it's that important to you, we'll lay off. To be perfectly clear with you though, right now you're still just a greenhorn, you're also restricted by the rules of the game. You'll be with the surface team until we get out of this hellish situation, are we clear? Yes sir, thank you so much. This kid's obviously got some beef with Almata. Now that I think about it, Drusilla back in Longlight seemed to have realized something was up with him. Well, I can't worry about this right now. This rookie acts like a polite little boy one second, and he goes absolutely feral the next. This is a little nightmare. Well, we're stuck with him now. No way around that. At least he's capable, which means he can handle a second round of work. Sorry, as you can see, I'm a little busy at the moment. I thought I sensed someone lurking around earlier. Turns out it was Grey all along. Didn't realize he was struggling this much. Well, he's here now, so he might as well make himself useful to us. I know I broke your code and understand that I'm just a junior bracer, but everything Almata did, and with them sowing fear across the Republic, I had to do something. I couldn't just stay behind. So even fought to the bitter end. That sounds just like him. He was your senior by half a year, right? I know you two had a friendly rivalry going on. Yes, honestly I was pretty frustrated when he reached B rank before I did. He may not be able to participate in the game anymore, but we can't let his efforts go to waste. I feel the same. Sadly, I don't think there's much I can do in my current state. Alright, I almost forgot to ask. Is it true that Elaine's gone missing? Yes, no one's seen her since this morning. I know that Elaine can take care of herself, but I can't stop myself from worrying about her. I wish I could help her. Both she and I grew up here in Oraciòn, so maybe she would have opened up to me had I not been stuck in bed. Even fought Armata to the last and managed to protect his friend all the while. We'll hold a proper funeral for him at some point, but for now all I can do is pray he finds peace in what he accomplished. I'm worried about where Elaine's gone most of all. I've gotta keep it together. I owe even my life. I'd like to pay him back by putting an end to this. I'm worried about Elaine too, if only I could lend her an ear. These two traveled all the way to Oraciòn and they have no interest in the opera house. Why? You can only experience it here. Movies are all over the country, there's no need to waste precious vacation time seeing one. Although I'm more bothered by the fact that they're having that conversation here of all places. I'm on the verge of tears. Okay, the palace and the market were cool and all, but my mind was blown when I saw the theater. I can't believe there's one in this old city. There's a few films there that were on my to-watch list. You up for catching a movie tomorrow? Sure, sounds fun. Maybe we can go to the Grand Cathedral after that. Oraciòn is known for being old. Beautiful, mind you, but old. I wasn't expecting to see a movie theater here. The city's becoming a fun place. I mostly just want to see the Grand Cathedral since I love immersing myself in culture and history. But I wouldn't mind watching a movie with Sutton. I stopped by the market this evening. Bernice is such a generous woman. She was in a good mood today because a merchant she has a good relationship with stopped by. I got some very good deals from her. If you've lived in the city for as long as I have, you come to appreciate the few folks who lend a hand to a lower class.
Don't you need a souvenir?
I made a killing today. Either folks sure are well off, aren't they? To be honest, I feel a little guilty making money off tourists during these dark times. Be that as it may, old-fashioned Calvardian handicrafts are a hot commodity right now. People all around the country care for cultural heritage of their homeland.
Right.
Take a good look around.
Would you like a late-night dessert? I hear they go quite well with wine. Many of my customers stop by well into the evening to buy my sweets. They say the taste complements the city's atmosphere well. I'm not sure what that means, but you won't hear me complaining.
I'm proud of all my wares. It's been a pleasure.
Why not buy something to remember your time here?
Your parents are as strict as ever. But I'm glad to hear you're into movies now. Sucks to hear they're shaming you for watching them, but I doubt they'll stop you, at least. Yes, but I imagine they'll continue to make a fuss of it. They may even force me to go to the opera house with them to compensate. They've always been adamant about giving me a proper cultural education. Overbearing parents are the worst, aren't they? Why not get away from them for a while? Maybe you could go on a trip or try moving out. Traveling alone can be scary at first, but you also get to discover so many things about the world and yourself. But most importantly, doing that will show them you're independent, and I bet they'll start laying off a little afterwards. Huh, you know, that just might work. It would also be nice to add traveling to my growing list of new hobbies. The problem is, I'd probably need an excuse to travel and live out on my own. Perhaps I could say I'm doing a homestay program while studying abroad? Living on my own, going on trips has helped me expand my horizons. It has helped me discover so many new hobbies. And now that I'm back home, I'm viewing it with a whole different lens. It's fascinating, really. If I can prove that I can go on trips by myself or live on my own, Perhaps my parents will losing their grip on me. It's worth a try, at the very least. I'll only be able to break the status quo if I take action. Slight irritation for me. We have an Amelie here and we have an Amalie elsewhere. Curses, how could I have been so blind? I've been staring at the palace all day, but I never took notice of a miasma that's flowing out of it. Ah, yes. Inspiration has struck at last. My hands are moving on its own. Very well, Frau Slum. My inner artist has finally emerged. Officer Creamer is supposed to be on duty right now. She said she has urgent business to attend to and went off somewhere. I haven't heard from her since then. I sure hope she's okay.
Why, I'd recommend...
You hungry? How about trying one of my dinner dishes? My customers always love them. The few I get, at least. I know there's a ton of hungry tourists out there, but this place just isn't well known. Anywho, why don't you grab a bite to eat? And if possible, I'd be pleased as punch if you spread the word.
Take your time looking. Be seeing you.
So what are your impressions of this old city? Well, after interviewing several of the locals, I can definitely tell something's off. They may be citizens of a republic like me, but they still seem so different from us. And it feels like they're hiding something. Something they feel they can't ever talk about. Your feeling is right on the mark. Oracion's upper-class citizens have been, and still are, defined by the lust for power. They are far removed from your average Cavadian. There are also many things boiling under the surface, but good luck getting them to open up about it. A place where people ignore the problems without staring them in the face is a perfect home base for Almata. It even lets them create connections with racial terrorists directly. It might be dangerous for people like me to be here, but there has to be some way for me to help. I want to believe there's meaning in me being here. It's like you read my mind. I was just about to tell you it's dangerous for you to be out and about. But I know your type, so I know there's little point in trying to stop you. I'll even help you out during my break tomorrow. It'll be my way of showing my appreciation for that man. I suppose I have no choice but to help her now. Though she does have plenty of people to lean on. I noticed she even enlisted the aid of a Royal Guardian reporter. It'll be interesting to observe how she inherits that man's will.
So...
As I say, the pen is mightier than the sword. The local journalists and I can fight using the power of words. We can do this.
Guess it's time I called
You
it a
there.
day.
Let me...
Okay, so you need one extra barrel of potatoes in next month's delivery. Any other changes, or is there something I can help you with? Business discussions hit a stopping point, so I'm free for the night. No, you've done more than enough for me already. Honestly, I'm impressed you do business with such large companies, yet you go out of your way for a little stall on top of that. We all have to look out for one another. Things seem rough around here, so I want to chip in where I can. I know you lost one of your supplies in the terrorist attack. Yes, I knew what's village as well. Just so tragic, so many people lost their lives. I know, but we just have to keep at it. People are depending on us to get them their goods. You're absolutely right. We need to keep doing what we always do, so everyone can eat their fill. There are people here that depend on this market. I don't know what will happen to the Republic going forward, but we have to continue offering our scraps at the current price. Emma's a real lifesaver. Thanks to her, we can keep selling our vegetables like we always have. By the way, I noticed Timo's in high spirits tonight like usual. The locals are all acutely aware of her little idiosyncrasy.
Looking is always free, you know. Come back for more anytime. This market's got everything.
At some point, I'd like to drop by the orphanage and teach the kids how to make accessories. They've been selling better than I anticipated, so I've gained a bit of confidence now. Maybe I can help those kids find a path through life.
Hello?
Thank you.
There's leftover fish again? I can't believe this. What the hell's the matter with you? Why would you let fresh fish go to waste? You better go buy these up, Sonny, or I'm gonna lose it. What's up with this lady? She wasn't like this earlier today. Old Lady Timothy's raising a stink again, even though she sold a lot of fish today. I bet the tourists are struck dumb. Well, we're pretty used to this by now.
Alrighty.
This stuff's straight from the Free City.
Would you happen to know Pershing from the exchange shop? He's been helping me out while exporting antiques for a while now. You guys should definitely make use of his services if you haven't already. Pershing made an odd request of me today. He asked me to guide someone through the Free Cities. Said I could take him when I'm heading home. Apparently he's a scrap dealer and an interesting one at that. Creamer, where are you? No, now isn't the time to panic. I need to contact those fixers. Does she mean us? Good question. Maybe you ought to check the bulletin board here. Can't hurt to take a look. Everyone upstairs, but the door's open. Oh, hello, Van. I'm happy to see you again. I know we only just saw each other earlier today, but it feels like so much time has passed since then. Is there something I can help you with? Nah, just checking in. I'm glad all looks well. Why, you've grown to such a considerate young man. Anyway, yes, both the children and I have been doing just fine as of late. Thanks to those donations, the kids have been able to enjoy their lives comfortably. That's good to hear. Van looks like he's okay, but deep down I think he's only just barely keeping it together. I have to find a way to get these people to safety, like a fixer would. These kids can't sleep since they're so excited. They aren't used to surprise visitors. I'm sure they'd love it if you talk to them.
Well...
I'm not sleepy at all, but if I don't get some rest, delivering all those papers tomorrow is gonna be a pain in the rear. I think I just play some card games or something until I'm feeling tired. Man, I sure am lucky. Got a job, some good friends, and a nice warm bed. I kinda got it made, huh? Maybe I could make myself useful at night. My buddy Pino does some shoe shining around this time.
Right.
Oh, I don't want to sleep. Oh, you came back. Hey, let's play. Stop flailing around, Todd. It's not safe and Rinka's trying to sleep. Come on, over to the bed and we can play some cards or something. Who decided we have to sleep when it's nighttime? That rule stinks. There's lots of times when I want to play at night. Oh, hi. Are you here to talk with Miss Sloaner? Don't mind me. I'm just reading my book. I enjoy reading recipe books so I can help Miss Flona with cooking. It would be nice if Jean took a page out of my book and helped her with chores. But I guess he has his hands full of Todd and his job. Todd and Jean are wide awake, but Rinka is that tired. Guess it's time to put the book away and get those two knuckleheads to settle down. Otherwise, Rinka won't get a wink of sleep. Oh, you came back like you promised. I was gonna sleep, but do you wanna talk? I have nice dreams when I sleep with everyone else, so I like sleeping. When I first came here, I had a lot of sad dreams, so sleeping was scary.
Well,
Oh, look at the time.
The cathedral looks especially beautiful against the backdrop of a starry sky. If you want to visit it, you have to go to the East District. That's where all the wealthy people live. They build their mansions around the cathedral. It's not uncommon for cities to be constructed around churches. That's not wrong. finished reading Bus Raider and the Royal Guardian, so my little buddy and I are going on a quick walk before heading home. The reports of the incident varied wildly from paper to paper. The Royal Guardian focused on the effects it would have on Oraciòn, but only lightly touching on the tragedy itself. Bus Raider zeroed in on the issues with the statements provided by other mass media companies and major politicians. We could tell each and every one of the reporters were utterly baffled by the incident itself. Nonetheless, in just a few days, they've been churning out story after story about it. Reporters sure have thick skin.
Indeed.
There she is. If Oraciòn enters a depression, my husband could very well lose his job. People are anxious about the economy and I can hardly blame them. However, taking it out on immigrants is both unfair and wrong. It's not as though conditions would improve if they were all gone. Yeah, but some people just don't get that. Our establishment sometimes attracts a fair number of, let's say, unconventional patrons. For I suppose that comes with the territory. I've more than gotten used to it. We accept anyone who needs a place to rest. That's the owner's mantra. I wasn't feeling so I thought I'd drop by the bar and drink away my sorrows. When I tried to go in, I felt a cold chill. My body was screaming, "Danger, don't go in there!" I think I'm going to heed its advice and return to my room. The city's got people of all types, and when I mean all types, I mean all types. Nothing really faces me anymore.
Want something to drink? Don't be a stranger.
I don't mind drinking alone on occasion. It gives me a chance to think. And my mind sometimes wanders to that detestable man and the things he does. His plans in particular can only be described as deranged. But they do keep things interesting, so I can't complain. Angen will be delivering exports to the Free City, so that's a huge weight off my shoulders. Relics from the old kingdom are in high demand outside Calvert. Selling them there is always worth the trouble. I asked him to bring Vilenkov along for the trip. Hopefully I'll be hearing good news come next month.
What do you think? Fantastic stuff, right? Can't wait to see you again.
Oh, hey you guys. It's good to see you again, Judith. What the hells are you two doing together? We're catching up, of course. We fought side by side together back in Crossbow. You sure met a lot of good people since you moved here, then? Yes, over my reasons for moving there were self-indulgent. A lot of good came from that decision. Including meeting the members of Force Class 7. Oh yeah, weren't they the people who put a stop to the Great Twilight? Yep. And I was one of them. If you'd like, I can tell you more about my classmates someday. Lots to talk about with them. That sounds great. Let's do that. But in order for them to have that opportunity, we have to put a stop to our mother's scheme. The last time I got to work with Wisha was a year and a half ago. She's pretty familiar with the members of my class, so there's lots of us to talk about. When you get the chance, I'll tell you all about them too, Fairy. Van and Judith probably know this already, but I was able to choose my own path. A path that's straight from the one laid out for me by my predecessor. The two people who gave me the opportunity are similar to the two who helped Fee find her own calling. I only realized this after the fact. I'd love to talk about that more with her when we get a chance.
What
do we have here?
Revenge against A. My boyfriend was murdered by A. They want revenge. I know that you guys are knowledgeable about the underworld. I need any info you have on them. I promise I won't cause you guys any trouble. I'm waiting outside of a marketplace in the northern district. This request is alarming. Yeah, we better look into it. No, this is not Creamer, this is Katarina. You're Creamer, right? Arkwright Solutions at your service? Actually, I'm her co-worker Katarina. Creamer couldn't be here due to personal reasons. I'll be issuing a request in her stead. Wait, is that allowed? It shouldn't be. She could be acting without the original client's consent. Always a skeptic. But I guess it's best to not be too trusting in this line of work. You got that right. I'm willing to hear you out though. Why do you take her place? Allow me to get right to the point. I want to make a different request of you. Please save her. Save Creamer from herself. Oh boy, we haven't even started. I'm already getting a migraine. Alright, give me the deeds. It all started a few days ago. Creamer's beloved, a bracer named Evan, passed away. He was brutally murdered by someone who we suspect is connected to or a part of A. Right, we heard about that from the guild. I feel so sorry for her. A bracer and cop couple, huh? Well, there's something I don't hear every day. Those two organizations aren't exactly on the best of terms in most places. And that's very much the case here. That's why Creamer kept her relationship under wraps, at least for those of us at the station. I hear things are getting serious between the two. They are considering tying the knot, in fact. No wonder she's so determined to gather information on her matter. Yes, since then, revenge has been the only thing on her mind. I've been trying to be there for her. I want to help her get through this. But I found out she put on a request on the bulletin board. Yeah, but she ain't here for some reason. Right, and I know what the reason is. She started tailing someone on her own. Oh dear. I saw her doing that a few minutes ago. Earlier I had gone by the station to check on her. She was supposed to be on duty, but I didn't see her there. I asked another officer if they knew where she was, and they told me she suddenly took time off. After that I started frantically looking for her around the city. I finally found her in a back alley. She was staring at the entrance of an exchange shop. Just as I was thinking about calling out to her, she left a hiding spot and began following someone from a distance. I'm surprised to hear she didn't call it in. You and me both. That's what we're supposed to do when we spot someone acting suspicious. I just don't understand why she'd go off on her own. There has to be a reason behind her behavior. I'm guessing she's seeking revenge against her matter? And she must want to settle the matter personally. That's probably it. The person she's pursuing may be connected to A. That doesn't really narrow things down. There's a lot of guys in the underworld with ties to them. I'm worried about that officer. She's in a lot of danger. So back to her request. You said you want us to save her? Yes, that's right. I don't know what her plan is, but knowing her, it'll be a reckless one. I doubt I can stop her, but I trust that you can. Well, what do you think, Van? Okay. Alright, we take a job. Truthfully, I only came here to warn her about sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. We'll find her and bring her here, even if we gotta drag her back by the ears to do it. Of course, thank you so much. Let's go to the exchange shop and do some snooping around. Doubt she'll be there now, but if you're lucky we might pick up a trail. Understood. Good luck, y'all.
Let's hurry up and finish this.
This stuff's straight from the free cities. Don't miss it.
That's the exchange shop
look at
where
the
we
time.
just were. Hey, we're Arkwright Solutions. We wanted to ask you something. Alright, shoot. Did you happen to see a female officer here a little while ago? Someone asked us to find her. Yeah, I did. About 30 minutes ago, in fact. Sounds like we have a jackpot. Did anyone stop by just before her? Yes, actually, there was a man wearing a suit. He picked up a full set of quartz. Well, that's not too out of the ordinary. Was he like a businessman or something? I'm not really sure. If I'm being honest, he struck me as one of those shady types. Now that I think about it, I've been getting all kinds of suspicious looking customers lately. I wonder if he would put us on that category. Based on his description, I think we can discount the possibility of an Almata leader being the perpetrator. Okay, so we know for sure the officer has been following a man in a suit. Now we need to figure out where they went. I think I can help you there as well. The man said he was gonna hit up the weapons shop in the Quincy department store. That officer was pursuing him just like you guys. So I told her where he was headed. Oh. Great, now we know where they're headed. We can find her in a jiff. Yeah, let's move, you guys. We got no time to waste.
Here goes!
Hey, we're from Arkwright Solutions. Mind if we ask you something? Did you happen to see a man in a suit and a female police officer recently? Yeah, I did, about 20 minutes ago. The two of them had basically just missed each other. Did the guy in the suit say where he was going? Yep, he said he had business at Philibert's workshop. The officer asked where he was headed shortly after. She must have been trying to follow him. You think he might be some kind of criminal? What's going on? That's what we're trying to find out. Please don't worry, we'll take care of it. Our next stop is Philibert's workshop, yes? Yeah, I think that's in the South District. It's interesting that he mentioned where he was going again. Starting to think it's a deliberate move on his part. You think? This is the second time he told the shopkeeper where he was headed. It could have just come up in the middle of a conversation, but the fact that it happened twice is weird. True enough, I guess. Why would he leak that info when he knows someone might be following him? Wait, I believe you just answered your own question. He likely noticed he was being followed and now he is luring the officer into a trap. Considering the cunning nature of his plan, we can surmise that we are dealing with someone from the underworld. But that means she's in danger! It's a little early to be jumping to conclusions, we don't know that for sure. That said, we should probably hurry on over to Philibert's workshop. Agreed.
On my way.
Hey there, we're Arkwright Solutions. Got a quick question for you. We're looking for a man in a suit and a female police officer. Did you see anyone like that recently? Yes, I did. They were here about 10 minutes ago. The officer appeared to be tailing the man. The tension in the air was quite palpable. Did the gentleman happen to mention where he was headed next by any chance? Funny you say that, the officer asked me the same thing. After the man finished his shopping, he left without a word. What, for real? It may have been he decided to finally put an end to this affair. Yeah, we gotta hurry. What are you talking about? Nothing you need to worry about, thanks for your help. So he isn't drawing this out any further. It sounds like this will all come to a head soon. Yeah, he's done playing games. I'm afraid she's gonna be drawn in like a moth to a flame. He's probably bringing her to a place that's out of sight. Wouldn't that be difficult though? The whole city is crawling with goons and buffoons. Even the back streets ought to be crowded right about now. It's a toughie. Where do you think he tried to lure her? Let's say that, for instance, our guy's a player in the game. He could take him someplace out of the public eye and away from all the major players, without breaking the rules. I can think of one place that would fit all the criteria. The station is not empty, probably. Because the trams are still going on, right? The entrance near the tavern is our entrance, but the entrance near the guild is out, so they should have no reason. That might be... Parking lot could be, but I kind of doubt it. Has to be the labyrinth entrance near the guild, right? Nah, there's no way. You wouldn't go near the guild with a 10-arch pole. Wait, no, that's our turf. Although I guess it's possible that he'd underestimate us, but there's an easier place to lure her. Okay. Parking lot then? The parking lot near the city entrance, that's gotta be where he said it. Oh, I hadn't even considered that. Are you certain, Mr. Arkwright? If he's a player as you suspect, I sincerely doubt he wants to go near the entrance given that one rule. I know, but it's the best idea we've got. Some of the players ain't right in the head anyway. Also, for all we know, he could be connected to Almata like the officer believes. Anyhow, there's no time to dawdle. If they start a fight, she might need some backup. And let's hurry. No, I quickly reloaded that to get the correct answer immediately. Just for the points. The police officer and the man in the suit should be here. We need to be prepared for a fight. Should we head in now? Okay, we're going in. Get your weapons out, guys. Right. A few minutes prior, near a fountain in the South District. First an exchange shop, then the department store? He's making it look like he's just doing some shopping, but he can't fool me. Where's he going now? The highway, maybe? No. He must have a car in the parking lot. He's clearly not one of A's leaders, but I can still get some information out of him. Just wait a little longer even. I will get revenge for you. Huh? Disguised yourself as an officer, lady, huh? Surprised you went to all that trouble. Drop the gun and put your hand where I can see them. Unless you want a bullet in your brain. That's my line. You got a death wish, woman? Does Almata only hire the crazies? Well, lunatic or not, your plan is predictable as they come. You're trying to pick us off one by one since we ain't protected by the rules no more. Pity you didn't bring any backup. Bad move, sweet cheeks. The Dolores. So this was a trap. I have no clue why you thought I was in disguise or what you mean by rules, but one thing's crystal clear. You're members of the Almata Mafia. I know your executives are hiding here in Oraciòn. I have no business with grunts like you. I want to speak with a man in the armor and the girl who controls the doll. If you want to live to see tomorrow, you'll bring me to them at once. Seems you got a little misunderstanding here. And here I was, getting all stressed thinking that Almata was coming after the losers. You caused me so much grief for no damn reason. What? I can't be bothered to explain all this. I'd rather just off you and go about my evening in peace. Tell ideas with the law families and their gods. Well? Barely made it. Sorry to drop in on you. Except we're totally not sorry. You're not here to pick a fight, so why don't you all just walk away and pretend this never happened? That's not gonna fly, Paul. They're gonna send you straight to Gehenna. Officer Creamer, please get behind us. How do you know my name? Are you... Save a chit-chat for later, we gotta deal with these idiots first. Commencing suppression of enemy forces.
I'll shut you up.
Energy output max.
This'll hurt.
Activating skill.
Over here. All for you. Make it count, Aaron.
Give up.
Here's a little more. Stop right there. Here's our chance. I'll take care of them.
Going all in.
You'll be sorry. Bet this'll sting.
Activate skill.
Criminal view.
Here.
Take a shot.
Okay.
Here's our chance. I'll take care of them.
Got some nerve.
Initializing drive.
Take this. It's go time.
Pressure him and move in. Have some more.
Damn, you guys are good. What's your aim here? Nothing, like I said, we went here to pick a fight with you. We were just helping out our runaway client. So you really are the famous Arkwright Solutions man? That's correct, Officer Katarina requested that we follow you. Didn't think we'd get into any fights with players in the city. That's your own damn fault. Anyway, we'll be leaving with her. No, just wait a moment, I'm not finished with them. These guys are clearly Mafia scum, and the only Mafia gang that would be in the city's Armata. I won't let them escape, not until I get revenge for Evan. Hate to tell you this, lady, but I don't think you understand what's going on here. Almost every cockroach from Calvert's criminal underbelly is crawling around here. We even got mafias from western regions of the Republic, for example. Just calm down and think about it for a sec. You had to have realized something was up, right? Well... Now that you mentioned it, I did find it strange that HQ told us to leave them to their devices. I'm guessing something sinister is unfolding behind the scenes, and for whatever reason, we can't interfere. That's more or less the situation, yes. Ah, there you are, Officer Creamer. We've been looking all over for you. Well, look what we have here. If it isn't the TLoH family. Oh hey, didn't expect to see you guys here. Same to you. I'd like to ask what's going on, but first we need to arrest these guys. You won't be causing trouble here any longer. We'll be placing you under arrest for the time being. You can enjoy some quality time with the other detainees we picked up here. Damn you, Bracer scum! Everyone helped secure the TLoH family. Okay, thanks for taking those guys off our hands. And thank you for making it so easy to round them up. Alrighty, we got our client to report to, so we'll be on our way. One moment, Spriggan. You know where Almata's hiding, don't you? Won't you tell me? I can't, sorry. That's what I was planning on telling you before we went off. But why? Why? Was the amount offered too low? I paid double if that's what it takes. Calm yourself, Officer. Almata isn't an enemy you can face on your own. If you throw yourself into a fire for revenge, you'll only get burned by its flames. Don't throw away your life. Your loved ones, including those who have gone to aid yours, would not want you to lose your way. You think I don't know what already? Of course I do. But it doesn't matter, the man I love was taken from me. So do you expect me to sit around and do nothing? Officer Creamer. Please calm down, Creamer. While we did come here in part to apprehend the TLoH family, we also had something to tell you. And that is... Kirchheim asked us to tell you Evan's final words. What? So Kirchheim finally woke up. Please tell me, what did Evan say? He said he was so glad he met you, and that he was satisfied with the life he had led, as a bracer and as a protector of his city. Kirchheim also had this to say. He fought till his last breath, for the city and for his injured friend. He has my respect. Even was one of the finest bracers I have ever known. That's not fair. Putting on airs, acting like some cool hero, saying he was satisfied. We had a date to the movies planned. We were going to get married. So why did you leave me behind? There's no way both of us left behind can ever accept it. As Officer Creamer's cries echoed through the streets, Run's group paid respects to the fallen bracer. That was quite a shameful display, wasn't it? I think I just needed to let it all out. I'm okay now. Alright, but remember, you're always here if you need a shoulder to cry on. Yeah, no need to hold it all in. It's always okay to cry when you need to. I think I'll be fine, but I appreciate the offer. And thank you both for passing on that message. Of course, I just wish we could have done more. You should thank Kirchheim as well. Now then, I think it's high time we sent those goons up the river. You all have a safe trip. In the meantime, I'm gonna go report to our client. Van got in touch with Officer Katarina. After a brief discussion, they agreed to meet in front of a police station that Officer Creamer was assigned to. I can't believe she was in that much danger. Guess reaching out to you guys was the right call. Yeah, I was way in over my head. Sorry for worrying you. And I'm sorry I caused you all so much trouble. The request ended up being different from what I originally intended, but I gladly pay up. Cool, we take it. So what are you planning to do about the original request? Unfortunately, we can't really help you with it. Will you give it up? I really don't want to. But I understand now that I have to let this go. Creamer. Even played the part of a cool, calm and collected bracer until the very end. I want to take after him. Also, I don't want him to worry about me while he's up there with the goddess. That's good to hear. What a relief. The discord in your heart may never truly fade, and it may flicker as it did tonight, but I believe you will learn to achieve harmony with yourself. By the way, I know I shouldn't pry, but I know you're doing something in the underground, just like what the TLoH family was. If there's something I can do, anything at all, let me know. I help however I can. Gotcha. We'll consider taking you up on your offer then. Just know you aren't the only one who has beef with A. If you butt heads with them, I'll make sure to punch her lights out for you. That means a lot to hear you say that. Again, thank you so much for saving Creamer. If you're ever in trouble, just give us a call. We'll rush on over. Cool, thanks for offering.
That's one job behind us.
Love to see it.
Reward deposited.
As I said, I cheated a bit with the bonus points there. A few saves coming. Good, but looking at the time, I need to end the episode. So next time we go to the East District, talk around there, do the quest there, and then probably go to bed. Until next time then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.